I was headed into a pretty easy week. I had little random tasks to do, so I loaded up my stuff, lift with the legs, there you go, protect your back, get it in there, and off I went. I was just out there burning gas and kicking ass when this Air Force guy hit me on the squeaker. Yo, got an emergency PCS and I gotta sell my house real quick. Like, yo, dude, what's that got to do with me? For those of you who don't know, PCS is a military acronym that means Patrick Captain Stewart. It means you gotta boldly go somewhere else.
Make it so.
Dude, I could really use your help, man. I gotta get this thing done as soon as possible so I could sell it. I'm just really upset that I gotta leave Dayton. That sucks, man. He's like, so you'll help me? I'm like, nah, dude, I mean, it sucks that you like Dayton so much. He's like, come on, bro. I have a little bit of a soft spot for other Air Force people. Mainly because we shared mutual guilt, pretending like we were in the same military as everybody else. I told him, I got you, boo. It's like, you see any reason you can't get here today? Not really. I don't take no shit from no one. So I told my man Ranson we got a mission and he met me at the house. I've been reading a lot about the Chinese recently and I found out they like to stretch before they work, and I think it will actually help with back injuries and stuff. I've been trying to encourage Ranson to do the same, but he's been reluctant and I don't want to seem too pushy, so normally I just whisper in his ear, I want to stretch you out. But he's yet to come around. It's important not to force your views on other people. Anyway, mainly we just had a bunch of random dumb shit to do. I had to fix a cabinet door, some drywall from an old leak on the kitchen ceiling. There's some problems with the front door that we had to deal with. A little bit of rot and all that, but for the most part it seemed pretty good. We had to fix some drywall in the bathroom upstairs so the vent would work, and we had to put a floor in the laundry room and in the kitchen. So we made a list and off we went to the Lowe's. Yep, you'll do. Need you. Thank you. Look at that sweet ass. All the floor we're gonna need. FYI, Lowe's gives 10% off to veterans. Doesn't matter if you're a recon Marine or an Air Force guy who just drove around a truck drinking coffee, changing ceiling tiles, you get the same 10% off. Anyway, I decided to start at the front door because that was weather dependent. You don't want to paint outside if you can't keep it above 40 degrees for at least 24 hours. They make a lot of different products to replicate wood for rot outside, but I kind of prefer to just use wood to replace wood because I'm fucking crazy like that. I always say life's not just black and white, but Lowe's doesn't feel that way when it comes to door closers. So I just got a white one and I got some tan spray paint to match the inside of the storm door. Looks like someone just kicked the door open Kool-Aid Man style and it ripped the screws out. So I'm going to take some shims, put some glue on it, pow, let the glue dry, put a little fungus on there. While that dries, I started to tackle the drywall in the kitchen. I don't measure it, I just take the piece of drywall a little bigger than the patch and just lay it over there, trace it, cut it, there you go. Another cool thing about Lowe's is they offer you a free dust mask with every purchase. Gravity helped me take the other piece out. Mr. Fancy Dust Mask over here knocked down the edges a little bit. Look at this, new piece, perfect fit. Maybe he's born with it, maybe it's Maybelline. When you don't have time to wait to get hard, I recommend some Kwikset. It's the powder mix, takes a little longer to mix up, but it sets up pretty quick, especially if you use a little hot water. Top tip, if you don't have a lot of experience with this stuff, just mix up a little bit because it will set up in your pan. Do a slightly heavier tape coat. Before you ask me, I've got 3 videos on how to finish drywall, 2 on my profile, 1 on YouTube. By now the door was dry, sanded off, let the dust fly. I like my cute little paint pan. I've had this guy for years. I highly recommend anybody get one of these because it's a nice little magnet feature. Splap, splap, put in the new closer. If you've got a door closer like this and you want to adjust the speed that it closes, that's that little screw right there. You're welcome. There was some real crazy shit going on with this deck. They just left the angle iron against the brick where they used to hold the HVAC system, and it was sort of sticking out between the boards, making a trip hazard. So we took some of the boards off, chopped that dude out. I'm like, dude, this whole thing looks pretty shit. Like, dude, I'm just trying to sell it. I ain't trying to throw a block party. Like, all right, fair enough. By now the ceiling was dry enough, so I hit it off with a sponge, a nice thin coat of mud. Mr. Stampy stamp. Matching a stamp pattern is a little bit more art than science. It's always going to look like a little bit of a patch, but if you've never done it before, take a scrap piece of drywall and practice a little bit till you get the pattern right. Next day, took care of some paint. Dylon and Ranson did some floor. Little shoe mold, little put in a sink, little rub, little scrub down, fuck you house. Then we hit the road express mode. Yo, bro, we're Oscar Mike.